I started farming sometimes 2018 personally, my own farming. In that time, I with fish farming, look capital that we put together, they need to withdraw their capital and go. So some people I really do not know about poultry then. So I went in and asked a few people, told me the challenges, they told me the benefits. I said, okay, let me give it a try. We started with 50.
50 beds.
Yes, we did on 50. It makes sense. We tried 100. And one thing about me is I like to document things a lot. When they start seeing my improvements, development to 500, they're like, oh, guy, how are you doing this thing? But I said, okay, it's because one, I then needed a bigger space. That's what led us to this space. Poultry farm can be set up in your bedroom. If I forget that it smells, it's going to smell if you don't treat it well. Yes, the same way you can put cats, you can put dog in your house, you can also put broiler to treat them, be treated. However, it is simple. My name is Usman Taiwo Hassan, and I am a farmer. I'm not just a farmer, I am a son of a farmer. Both parents are farmers. So it's almost like something I inherited from my parents. However, I started farming sometimes 2018 personally, my own farming. It was just because, okay, I started with a couple of my friends. However, they are no longer in the country. A couple of them are in UK, US. So that time it was like a time where students make money from freelancing and maybe arbitrage. So we were able to save a couple of money that time, and we look at, okay, what can we do with it? So the idea started, okay, let's start farming. But then, who has the idea of farming? Yes, me as a son of farmers. It was like, oh, really? Maybe Taiwo can come up with something. I really could not, but then because they think I can, then I tried to come up with something. So we started with, in that time, started with fish farming at Gbogbolowo, where we were getting fish to sell. So at a point, all these guys needed to travel. Sometimes 2020, they needed to go out of the country. So a couple of capital that we put together, they need to withdraw their capital and go. So then it was very tough to continue because we already had 10 points. So I just feel like, okay, what can I do? Okay, I can no longer continue with the, okay, then let me look at something else. So then I saw a pen at Gbogbolowo that time, like poultry house is what we call pen. So I asked why is person not using it again. So the guy there had told me that because of the management and of course the person is no longer in the country. I said, okay, management, the person is no longer in the country. Me, I can manage something, but I really do not know about poultry then. So I went in and asked a few people, told me the challenges, they told me the benefits. I said, okay, let me give it a try. So I just like open question that time on Facebook that if you are in a long and you can you know about poultry business, then we should reach out. So one guy from Kwasu that I was in Kwasu, so that guy reached out to me and was like, oh, you can raise bed. In fact, he gave me like almost like the template plan. I said, okay, why is he not doing it? He said it's because of finances that he could not do it. I just, okay, finances, okay, like how much is it going to cost to raise 100 beds to start with? He gave me the cost. Okay, I said, okay, we now make division of that of 50. Okay, let's start with 50. I gave him the capital, not just capital like that. I let him to give me like invoice. So okay, we bought the beds, what is the nest, the feeding, then we did the first one. It was honestly speaking, it was like a mind-blowing business because that time we had zero mortality because honestly the guy was so smart. It was
How many beds you started with that time?
we started with 50.
50 beds.
Yes, he was a first class graduate of engineering in Kwasu, but he knows about agribusiness, a poultry business. So we did on 50, it makes sense. We tried 100, it makes sense. So then the next we did was 500.
How long have you been in this poultry business?
And
How many years?
basically, I can say 3 years now.
3 years, okay.
Yes, because I've been in farming for a long time, but for poultry, 3 years now.
So, like you said earlier, you said you started with fish farming. So why do you stick with poultry business?
What one is inflation. What is going to cost you to raise 3,000 fish now? It's no joke. Yeah, I still definitely have interest in it because I still do it. In fact, you still see some of our projects. They are not in use because cost of production is very high. Then you have to wait for 6 months minimum to start getting your returns. In 6 weeks, every 6 weeks, you start taking care.
Yeah.
So, and in fact, there are something you can see. Oftentimes, you go to my page now, I even promote more of chicken than even fish. In fact, I got grants sponsored by Bank of Industry to study in Lagos Business School because of poultry. Not even the catfish that I started with. Because I feel to love the poultry more because I can see them on daily basis. I can see their reactions. I can see their feelings. I can film them. I can film their processes, and I kind of find that interesting more. And of course, within 6 months, you get your capital back, your turnover go like that.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. How do you set up a poultry farm?
What? Basically,
From scratch?
yes. For anybody who is interested, apart from that, I've been doing it, I've been able to train a couple of cyber students from Alitima, from Uniloni, planning on taking classes students recently. And apart from that, I have an NGO that trains youth in entrepreneurship. A couple of these things got to talk. In your house, in fact, in my own house now, apart from this farm, I have farm where I found broiler chicken in my own house.
Wow.
Not just broiler chicken, I found snail in my house, I grow habanero in my house, I grow tomato in my house, I grow chili in my house, I've had potato in my house. So I'm not even interlocked. If you go to my house, I'm not even interlocked. I let
The soil.
soil give me what I eat every day.
So you don't buy food?
So I now 2025,
Yeah.
I plan to have my wedding, and I promise all my friends that all that's going to be served on that wedding will be from my farm.
Ooh.
So this is a way to tell anybody that you can do it. Poultry farm can be set up in your bedroom. If I forget that it smells, in my I stay in 3 bedroom apartment. One of the bedrooms is where I use to raise broiler chicken. It's gonna smell if you don't treat it well. Yes, the same way you can put cats, you can put dog in your house, you can also put broiler chicken if they are being treated. But however, it is simple. So let's say you want to keep like 50 birds. The carton of the birds comes in 50. The carton is coming in 50. So let's say you want to keep that 50 birds. It requires you to first know the height you are getting your bird from. That matters a lot. I'm not get your chicks from a very good hatch. You get your chicks from a very good hatch. Where a lot of farmer fails is breeding.
Okay.
Just like you are getting a day-old baby, they need to be taken care of before they can take care of themselves. But a couple of people just want to get the chicks and put them, and a lot of things go wrong and they start dying. Train them well from the breeding. Ensure the proper room temperature. Ensure that when they come, you let them relax. You don't give too much of drugs to your chicks. Then another thing is learn first before you start. So if you do not learn, if you start, you're not going to love what you get, and that may be the end. If I had failed in the first process, you might have not continued. But because I was able to scrape through in the first, the second, the third, yes, challenges comes even within now. But because the first, second, third experience were good, it helped me to say that, oh, if I actually do it well, I can come from it. So after the breeding, know the food and feed you are going to use for them.
Okay.
Know the proper time to feed. A lot of people will think umbrella sleeping, they need to feed from morning to night. No, they convert in the night. You don't need to feed them in the night. So let them convert what they're eating in the morning. That's when you are going to get value for your money. Apart from your chicken to not die, then the proper conversion of your feed to fat. That's where your money is going to come from. But people will just say, okay, I want to keep birds, you just buy them, keep giving them food, keeping them, giving them food, and in the end they will sell, there is no much profit. It's because you do not allow these things to actually convert the feed that you are giving them. You are just feeding them, feeding them, feeding them, feeding them. They will keep eating, but if they are not able to convert it, then it's going to be your loss. You do not know how to calculate for the business aspect of it. So you're going to have your food, but when you sell it, you see that your effort with the return you get does not match. It's because you don't understand the business aspect of it. So if you have the knowledge of agriculture, you can farm raw, either livestock or crop, and you have the knowledge of agribusiness combined together, you are going to make a lot of profit. Look at every rich people. I still not going to mention names. a lot of them are coming back into agriculture.
Yeah.
In fact, tech people are coming back to agriculture
Yeah.
because that is where the profits are. But you see some farmers leaving the agriculture because they only understand the agriculture, they don't understand the agribusiness.
Business. What are the basic facilities, the basic equipment one requires to start a poultry farm?
Yeah, so like anybody, you require a pen. We call it pen.
Okay.
Anywhere you are keeping, look at this one now. It's a pen too on its own. So a cage like this can be designed for poultry. You can use an open range house like this for them. There are a lot more. There's closed house, there's open house, depending on what your level can afford.
Okay.
But then you can just get a place demarcated. Okay, this is our pen. When you get that, yes, there is going to be sort of light.
Lights.
Okay.
Okay.
Second is
This sun or electric lights?
the electric lights. You
Okay.
cannot expose them to sun.
Okay.
They are very volatile. So you need to keep them in a place for this. Then of course definitely a means of lighting for them to see. Then you need to be able to regulate the temperature. So then we use a lot of ways. You can use charcoal, you can use electric heat supply depending on your capacity. But then you can go as local as you want it to be.
Yeah.
So provide heat for the temperature in the house. Oftentimes we advise that don't put them on the bare floor.
Okay.
So get like a paper or sawdust or rice husk, put it on the ground for them.
Why? Why did they do that?
Because the land is going to be breathing to them.
The land will do.
Breathing to them. See, this is like human now. You cannot, if they are not used to it, you cannot keep sleeping on the bare floor. The cold is going to be too much for you. So, and this is they don't in their day home, they don't even have feather. They don't have anything in their skin. So we prefer that you put them on surface that is not the land.
Directly to the floor.
So yes, let something be the barrier between them and floor.
Okay.
So at least you can at least maintain that when land is eating, you cannot eat to them directly. When it's too cold, you cannot get to them directly. So we advise that you put something on the floor, then you put your day old there. When they are coming from the arch, they must have been very stressed. So when they come, the first thing you introduce to them is water. So
Okay.
when they drink this water, if you have like paracetamol or something, sometimes they advise that you put it in their water to help them relax. After the water, then you introduce food to them. You first give them mash, very light food, so they can pick it. So for like a week, you definitely have to see difference. I start to prepare to take them out of their brooding space to the pen, to introduce them to the pen. Because that time they now start developing feather. Yeah, you see them, you can now start jumping from where you put them. They want to jump out. Then from there you can now introduce them to pellets.
Okay.
You start feeding them with pellets. So they eat pellets within that 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, then they are getting ready for sales in their 50s. So that's like that.
When you were starting your business, what were the challenges you faced and how were you able to overcome them so that people will learn?
Really, the challenge I face is, you see, in life, the person I worked with, that we started it with, we are no longer together.
Okay.
And that is because that is human. So one thing in me is that apart from the fact that I want to grow, I want youth to grow.
Yes.
And I give room for everything, but people tend to misuse opportunity. So if there have been any challenges I face in my life, in business career, it's going to be people.
Yeah.
I've never failed. Personally, I've never failed. But people have failed me a lot. So management, if you are going to come into poultry farm, if you are going to go into agro business, understand the business. It requires time. If you cannot manage it, then get somebody professional, somebody that can manage it for you. So management is just the basic problem that you can face in agro business, that can face in other people. They need attention. They need somebody that is going to stay with them. That's what all people have done. See, that's my time. We stay around. In fact, Monday traveled yesterday. But definitely, we have nothing less than 2 people that is going to be around available. Why others come and go? 2 people have to be available for
Full time.
Full time.
Yes.
In fact, where I train, people sleep in the pen. So because they cannot speak,
Yeah.
So you need to be watchful of what condition are they, what problem are they facing, what is their hospital look like, and all that.
Can you share a daily routine on how to take care of a day-old chicken?
It depends on their size. If they are grown already, you do not need any other thing than to give them food and water. But as a day old, one thing you need to do is take, it doesn't really have to be that you have thermometer, but take note of the temperature.
Okay.
Overheat can be harmful to them. Then if the weather is too cold, it can be harmful to them. That's why we have this trampoline. It is movable. You can move them. So when there is heat, there is access to wind. And when the weather is cold, we hardly record bedtime. We hardly do that. We hardly do that. So if there's anything that fails us here in this camp, we're going to be management, and not just management, but people that are on their own.
Humans.
You cannot monitor you cannot, humans are just so obedient, so you cannot do enough for them. So that if not that human factor, then everything is okay.
What does it cost to raise a day-old chick to table size?
I'll not be able to give you for one,
Okay.
but I'll be able to give you for 50.
For 50, that's
Because
good.
that's
okay.
like the benchmark.
Okay.
So for 50 birds, you should be able to feed them 4.5 bag of 25 kg. So, but if you are looking into getting them bigger, maybe 5 bags for 50.
Okay.
So now, what I do is that if I know that I want to sell for 6 weeks, I don't exceed 6 weeks. So at the 5th week, I start marketing. But now I no longer need to market because people that buy from me know that every week I sell to them. And if you are not ready to buy, somebody else is ready to buy. But for somebody that wants to just start from home, so if you are keeping 50 birds, you know that in your mind, prepare for 5 bags.
Just 5 bags.
Just 5 bags.
How much the 5 bag costs?
And now it depends on the type of food they are getting, but it's between 22,000 to 26,000, depending on.
Okay, for 1 bag of the
for 1 bag. The logic is that I'm going to start feeding them with starter. So you can get starter maybe 2 bags.
Okay.
Get finisher 3 bags.
Okay.
Or in some case, get starter or 2. Might not be advisable, but I've done it and it worked well with me. I've fed all my birds throughout starter and they did well too. But where finisher is going to come up is that it's going to help them to get weight depending on know your market. See, I said this earlier that agriculture is different from agribusiness.
Yes.
You need to know who you are selling to. What is the person you are selling to want? Some people they want fillets. By fillet I mean they're just going to cut their parts, their chest. So some people they want the whole chicken. Some people they want pieces. Some people what they want is laps. Some people what they want is feather. Some people what they want is. So you have to understand where do you want to sell. That will help you to know where you would direct your market to. Do you get? So it requires a lot more, but for easy production, just get 5 feet for 50 birds. Give them starter 2, give them finisher 3.
Wow, that's pretty simple.
Yes, you have to just study the birds, and when you see the symptoms of these things, you might give them the vaccine. And maybe if you see any side effect, maybe from their waste, maybe from the way they make noise. Of course, you hear our birds now, they are doing fine. If you have got some other farm, the way the birds will be making noise, you know that they are struggling. So that could be coxing. Because of a lot of factors, a lot of things can cause coxing. But this our environment is well okay, grasses are on it. So there is no way dust is going to be very too much. So if they inhale dust too much, it can bring coxing. Then from the sawdust you are giving them to, if there is if it is too dry sawdust that can bring dust, you can give them coxing. A lot of things that you need to learn. It requires learning to know, honestly speaking. But in a very simple way, you can just keep them in a place that you're going to monitor their growth and feed them raw, give them good water. That's it.
Wow. Talking about the sicknesses and diseases, how do you identify disease in a bird?
Oftentimes, if you are doing this in large quantity, I'll say don't guess.
Okay.
Don't guess. Let experts tell you what is actually wrong with them. But if it is so small that means you cannot pay vets for analysis or anything, with time you get to know. The symptoms they show is sometimes they show weakness.
Okay.
So look what could make them feel weak. These are they got bitten by any maybe animals and there's like a sign on their skin or anything. If that is it, then you have to treat it. Or if not something you cannot see, maybe you are seeing blood, you might need to actually figure out what it is. But yes, of course, for professional aspect of it, some people when they see that kind of thing, they know what to get to give
There's
them.
an experience
But
over the
me,
years.
yes, but me, I'm not gonna say that because it is not it's more like you are doing self medication, which is it could be very dangerous to your breast.
Mhm.
And if you are even using drug that is not for what is doing them to cure them, then when they will need the drug, if it comes, you will not be able to.
What are the types of diseases that affect chicken?
We have Newcastle.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes when you are seeing that's just like the general common disease that affects them, Newcastle,
Okay.
and that's why we introduce vaccine.
Mm.
So if you are not seeing any other thing like toxin, it's going to be side effect of maybe what they fed on. If they eat the sawdust, then that could be harmful to them, like to cut their anywhere in their inside, then they'll be bleeding. But basically, it is virus disease that affect them most, and that's why we give them vaccine. So any for that thing, it needs to be diagnosed by the specialist to know what's actually inside.
Okay. What are their weights during 6 weeks?
Yes, we have average weight of 2 kilo. Now their weights cannot be equal.
The same weight.
Yes, but we keep them average weight. What I do is I used to have that's one protein I do. I collect them in batches.
Okay.
So you have minimum of 2 kilo on average weight.
Okay. How do you find buyers, and how are you able to strategize to sell your chicken very fast?
So what happened is that personally I've had people that have been able to establish relationship with. In fact, these birds that remain in the pen house, they've been calling me for them because they need them because of this season. Season matters. There are times that you see cats fighting in this farm that I want to be the one that will pick. There are times that you have to be the one to call them to come and pick. So you need to understand it. The time where there's going to be scarcity, you need to know how to communicate. The time that there's going to be surplus in the market, you know how to communicate. But oftentimes, maintain customer relationships. That's where agribusiness comes in. So you know the business of whom to sell to, how to sell, and what to sell.
So, how do you determine the price you sell your chicken?
Yes. So you need to understand what your expenditure. You need to understand. And oftentimes, yes, markets. There's always fish market. If you go to frozen chicken now, kilo of chicken is being sold for 4,800. So there's no way we are going to sell from 4,800. So we now peg our sales to okay 4,500. 4,600, 4,500, 4,600. Our profit is going to come. So if you're able to sell 4,600, it's increases. If you're able to sell 4,500, it increases. But we should not sell below 4,300 because our cost price for kilo can be 4,200. Of course, management are going to pay salary for the basic people, our logistics, transfer, the rent, a couple of things that have to put together. So you need to understand the business to determine your profit. Sometimes you make it work. Sometimes it's just minimal. Sometimes it's just the capital you get, but don't go below your profit.
How can beginners scale? How can the beginners, how can they scale the poultry farm?
You know what I tell people is, people think if you want to start business, go for debt, go for debt. That's why a lot of people cannot make it. There are a couple of ways to get it in business. One of it is grants. Raise fundraising from family and friends. Another part of it is debt. If you are going to any business, not just broiler chicken, if you are going to grow it on debt, you are likely to bankrupt. If not for financing of like the Bank of Industry, honestly don't expect anybody in industry aspect to go for commercial banking. So if you want to scale through, you might need funding. What I advise people now is work for, let's say you need 1 million naira for this business. You have seen that. Work with somebody to get that 1 million naira. Like put it in your business and use it to do. Then when you are able to scale through, you will see individuals that will reach out to you for collaborations and things like that. So get the funding right, get the business right, do the business. That's the only way you can scale through. Avoid facilities that comes with high interest. For that could send you back. You may never get it right.
What mistakes should beginners avoid in poultry business?
Don't start looking to employ somebody.
Okay.
Do it on your own. Understand it. If you need helping hand, call for helping hand. Don't rush to say you want to employ. For you need to understand the business.
What do you wish someone told you before you started your own business?
Well, I did a lot of research before I started.
Okay.
A lot of them have even told me things I don't want to hear. So I've had a lot. So just getting in, if you want to sell to, some people you sell to them, they don't pay your money in time. Some they don't even want to pay it until you have to get the police, get the EFCC to look for them. But that one, they know the type person. So you have to learn.
Yeah, you have to learn.